Okay, so this is our third video on blogging for profit, and we're going to get this done here real quick so we can go on a hike to Yosemite National Park. And so we're going to hit it right now. And here we've come upon one of the largest animals in South America. And this is Kevin Wood with the Wild Kingdom. Yes, bring it in close. Okay, for review. So you have set up your platform, found your niche, talked about hooking up with the right hosting website hosting company, and so you should have all those things done. And now we're going to move into the other area where often is a very big struggle for people, and that is content. One of the things I'm going to do a little later in this video is review the Quora, as we've been talking about that, getting that set up for you to do your free marketing. Sending people to Quora helps to get your information out there. They'll, if you do it right, like I am going to show you online, I'm going to switch over to the computer and go through that, and even have a little guest explanation from my good friend. He'll help us out with his opinion on this Quora. And so then after we do the Quora, then we're going to move into another final surprise, and we're going to put a link below this video on YouTube that's going to be awesome and an amazing value. So stay tuned for that, and let's get into this here more. So what is it about, creating content? You have to keep it fresh and relevant and build the trust that they want from you. You have to be consistent. So there are ways to do that I've learned in my time blogging, and that is to use private content. This is content that's been created by other people, and you would think that it would be pretty pricey, because you hear a lot of people who talk about copywriters who charge so much money. In fact, I have right here a whole course on copywriting, six-figure copywriter, a whole course on this. And I bought this course, and I've been going through it over months and months, but it has been very helpful. But that course was like $400. So you're going to get content for pennies on the dollar, and this is good quality content. These are people who have been copywriting for 10 years, and they're so experienced. They know what to say, how to say it, on all different array of niches and subjects. We're going to show you that online. There's an offer that I couldn't refuse, and you'll see why. It's time now to just click onto the computer and go over those two areas that I talked about in terms of content and Quora review, and you've got all the other things done by now, and we'll keep moving forward. And so you can get that, monetizing your blog and setting it up correctly. And so let's go over to the head title there. 23 top quality PLR producers get together, and all of their products are available to you, as I scroll down, for a discounted price. Here, what I have for you is a great value that was given to me, offered to me here recently, and I wanted to share it with you because we're talking about content today, and your head might run dry once in a while. I have actually a free offer that I share to people for how to get your creative mojo back, because anybody can run out of ideas. And as I had worked 20 years as a artist and a sign painter and pictorial graphics airbrusher, I always, had to be creative and come up with new ideas and keep my eyes open for new ideas. So this is actually a brand new
since the 21st on through the 30th is available. Motivation, about $97 value. This is one gal who, Alice Seba, who's actually has 2 products that she's giving away. There's a lead magnet, and so that's exactly what you'd want to use to capture emails. And all these other ones are $47 on average, and some are in the $20 range. Available to you for you to kind of writing, mostly for the blog. But I am excited to share it with you, and there'll be an email afterwards as well of other options and opportunities. So let's just kind of dig into it and see if we can't. So these are all listed at their normal pricing if you were to just go onto their website and purchase the products on these subjects. And then you have these other providers, and all the products that they have, $87. I mean, if you just go online, $100, $50 value, and so forth. But as you continue on down, you will find that this is a stacked up on top of 23 people, and they have their bios written, each one of the bios and the people, and some of them have been doing this for years and years in different niches, but they're valuable for maybe a irresistible offer. If you were to put up a squeeze page with an irresistible offer of one of these particular trainings, then you would be able to give it away, or you could sell it for like $9, $4 or $5, and then collect the emails that way. Okay, so here going down, I'm just scrolling down slowly so you can kind of catch it, but you can always freeze the pause the video and read through their bio. You'll see here at this tab here, this button, that you would click on that. So I'm a buyer at this stage, and I'm going to jump in and purchase this. It's just an incredible value, $1,300 value. Lots of these are like superstars in the industry of copywriting, and that big book I showed you for the course. I mean, they know all that stuff. I'm going through it, learning it. I actually purchased this, and then there was an offer after this, and I took that as well. So I spent a little under $100, $47 twice. And I got all this stuff and a whole bunch of other stuff. Now I'm set for the whole summer. I'm telling you, this is the way you plan for your summer, so you don't have to sweat over typing and reading articles and converting them into your own words and all the things that you would do to create a blog post. You're going to have this shortcut. And so it's really, in my opinion, unless you're a prolific writer and you have no problem coming up with new ideas all the time, then you might go that route. But I'm just recommending it to you so that you can put this in your back pocket, ready to pull out anytime that you want to. I'm going to post this link down below underneath the video, and you can just go through and grab this particular product. So there you have it, and we'll move on from here. Okay, so here is a little email I got, and you'll get this too if you join with the all private label content here at the top. It says, hope you're having a terrific Saturday. Here's something to make it even better. 101 ways to get more organized to eliminate stress and increase happiness report. And they're offering 2 professionally designed cover sets, 20 inspirational social media graphics, 20 active graphics to inspire your followers to share, and this could all be used as a blog posting opportunity for multiple posts. You just kind of tear apart the content and customize it to your needs. Get organized planner document and lead generation opt-in page. So this is great, and if you want to get that, you just go here. This will give you the website. Another email. I've been telling you about her newly released Instagram and Facebook story profits and social media stories. Stories sell. the right way for business. If you haven't picked it up, then get your copy here. Click here to get it now. And so this is the sales page again. It's the page that tells you all about it. So that website here is listmagnets.com. If those would be appealing to you, but look at all of this stuff that you're going to get with these particular types of bundled products prepared for your benefit, so you don't have to spend a whole weekend writing content. Now, you will want to be in that place in the future, I assure you, but that's something that's in the future, and this is to help you get quick results and up and running fast. So that's just what I wanted to share there on this portion of this training.
All right, now that we have our profile set up, we want to talk about answering questions, and we want to do so in a way that gives us the best opportunity to get the most upvotes. Now, upvotes are when members of the Quora community like our response, our answer, and they give it a vote. This is like a thumbs up or something you might see in a Reddit forum as well. The idea here is if our question is getting upvotes, it's going to be bumped up in the responses. So say a question is getting a ton of traffic. As a result, there are 100 answers. If our answer is getting a bunch of upvotes, then it'll show up earlier on in the results. And just like a YouTube search or a Google search, the top couple of results are going to get the lion's share of the traffic. Now, more traffic means more eyeballs, which means more chances of people coming to our links and our B content. This is how we're going to jumpstart those communities. Now, of course, content is king. We are going to have to actually provide excellent answers, but there are things we can do to increase our chances as well. And mostly that has to do with formatting. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to properly format an answer here. For this demonstration, we're going to use one of my students, Ron Simonson. The question is, how long does life really seem to feel at old age? For instance, 70 plus. Now, this is a question that is great for him because he falls into that demographic. He has the experience, and this is in line with the brand he is building. He's building a brand focused on taking the fear out of aging, addressing some of those concerns that a lot of people have, not only as elderly, but perhaps children of elderly parents and those who are maybe in a midlife crisis stage. So this is where he is building his audience. So this is once again a perfect question for him. The first thing he did is he stated why he is qualified to answer this question. I'm 76, so I feel I'm just qualified to attempt the answer. How well? Well, you will be the judge. So right there, that is intriguing. Okay, this is interesting. I want to see what he has to say because he is in fact in his 70s. So as you're going to see through this example here, he's going to use images to capture attention. Now, the general rule of thumb here is just like in blogging, you want to include a relevant image every 300 to 400 words, wherever it makes sense, but that's a pretty good rule of thumb. You can find great high quality, royalty-free images over at pixabay.com if you're not familiar. But let's take a closer look at his answer structure. You're going to notice a couple of things here, and these are going to be the keys. We're not going to look at the actual content here, but I want to make a couple of points that can help your answers do well. As you can see here, this answer has received over 18,000 views. I think this was his 8th or 9th answer that he posted on Quora. So as you can see, as an absolute beginner, he was able to get his message in front of 18,000 people. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. So we'll scroll back up and you're going to see a lot of things in his post or in his answer. Of course, we already talked about the images. The other thing you're going to see is these bold subheadings. Those are very important because as readers on the internet, especially on mobile, we tend to skim and scan as opposed to read word for word. So you want to break up your answer with lots of bold subheadings. The other thing that you're going to see here that you should include in every answer is bullet points. He says the aging process begins with birth, ends in death. In between, there are some simplified stages. And he talks about the individual stages. Once again, we have a subheading followed by bullet points. These bullet points stop the eye and let the reader digest information more quickly, hit the main points. which will in turn increase the likelihood that they like our answer, they think it's a good answer, they think it's a complete answer, therefore give us the upvote, which will help us get more views. Now down here is a point where you may want to pause this video and take note of this structure. There's a lot of great things going on. We're talking about italics. We're talking about the ellipses leading into a sentence. We're talking about subheadings breaking up with stop words like but. This is a great example of how to break up your posts or your answers. At the very bottom here, we're going to see his sign off, and this is a great way to increase your traffic to those B content sources, your Facebook group, your YouTube channel. Once again, you don't want to go too over the top here. You don't want to come across like you're selling anything. You don't even want to collect an email at this point. You simply want to refer the reader who has taken the time to read your entire answer to a free resource where they can get more relevant information. And in this case, he has a sign off that he puts on the end of every answer that says, I hope this answers your question. If you want to know more about the aging process, you can join my Facebook group, Take the Fear Out of Aging. And once again, that is a B content source. We are actually capturing the reader, which enables us to contact them and communicate with them later. As you can see, this will simply link to his Facebook group, which if you're not a member yet, you can join or request to join. He also has his email address if you want to contact him directly. This is an optional step. If you do this step, if you go above and beyond, people will have a greater likelihood to like you, trust you, and see you as an extremely helpful resource. So once again, while not absolutely critical, if you have the time and you're actually going to respond to people, this is another great option. But as you can see here, this answer has done perfectly for him. Now over here on the side of any question that you answer, you're going to see related questions. This is a great way to find which questions you should answer next. But in the next video, we're going to look at a specific example of how to find a question and what things to look for to determine if the question is worth answering. Also, how to promote your YouTube channel very effectively. Now, there are two very simple ways to search for questions to answer on Quora. They're both fairly straightforward, but we'll go over them really quickly. And then we'll talk about another way to promote your B content towards the end of this short video here. So obviously the first way to find questions to answer on Quora is simply going to the Quora homepage and typing your question right in this search box. Let's say, for instance, in this example, your business is either a social media marketing agency or you teach people how to start their own social media marketing agencies, for instance. So one thing that might come up in that niche or in that topic is how do you grow your Instagram followers organically? So let's start there. So searching that question here in Quora, how to get more Instagram followers in 2018. Go ahead and search that, and this is going to bring you a question here. Now the other thing you can do here is you can go over to Google and then just search how to grow Instagram followers and then type in Quora at the end of your query. And I'm going to show you how this can perhaps find you better questions to answer. Now the first one that came up has 7 answers. If we scroll down here, you can see that the number 1 answer only has 114 views. And only 2 people are finding this question interesting. It could be because it's regarding 2018, so maybe it's fairly new. But if we go over and search the other one here, you can see that this is essentially the same question. However, over 1,000 people find this interesting. And the number 1 answer has 10,000 views. Now, my view on answering questions on Quora is this is not a long tail approach. I'm more of the go big or go home style mentality when talking about Quora. It's probably a good idea to do a combination of the two. However, going big, answering these popular questions to the best of your ability, using the proper formatting that we talked about in the last video, including images, this can have a huge payoff for you. So this is going to say edit draft because I already clicked on this. If this was a new question that I just discovered, I'll show you an example of what that's going to look like. It's going to say answer right here. So we're going to go ahead and click on the answer button. Now we're going to answer this with the proper formatting that we talked about. Just make sure you have the appropriate credential listed. If you need to change that, you can simply click on edit credential and choose one of your other ones. Well, then we're going to go ahead and write our answer. We're going to have the hook, which is the interesting sentence that kind of establishes us and show people, the reader, why they might want to continue reading. Then we might have a bold subtitle here, and then we might have another sentence or two. Paragraphs are 3 sentences, 4 sentences, 2 sentences, somewhere around there. Very short paragraphs broken up. Then we might go ahead and insert an image right there. After we insert that image, we might have another subtitle. And go ahead and make sure that's bold. Then we might say 1 sentence about that. And then we might put in our bullets, so on and so forth. And we're going to go ahead and completely answer this question to the best of our ability. Now, if we were talking about Instagram followers in this example, maybe we have a YouTube video that's directly related to this topic. Well, why don't we go ahead and embed that right into the question? You can do that on Quora, and this is going to start bringing that outside traffic from Quora to YouTube. Now, as long as your video is engaging and keeps people watching, YouTube is going to love the fact that you're bringing in outside traffic and people are sticking around and watching this video. So this is going to give you a jump start on your SEO, your YouTube SEO. It could give you a real quick bump in engagement and subscribers. So the potential to get things going on YouTube very quickly is huge. Once again, YouTube is going to give you the love once you establish that you deserve it. So just creating great content on YouTube and hoping for the best is not enough. That's why we're using Quora, or this C content, to promote our YouTube channel. So if we go over to YouTube and take our related video, this is a video that I have. This is how I grew my Instagram by 67% in 7 days following Gary Vee's $80 strategy. So this is a perfect example of a video that is directly related to the question. If you simply click on this share button, copy that URL, and go back to your answer. If you paste that URL right in your question, or your answer I should say, excuse me, this is going to automatically populate the thumbnail in this video. So this will act as an eye-catching image. This acts as an additional image to help break up the post. Plus, people can watch this directly on Quora. So once again, you are putting your brand new YouTube videos in front of an established audience.